Hey, what up? Happy Tuesday, right? It is, the Jason Walker Show. We are presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it is your vehicle, it is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Big show coming up today in the Major Mortgage Man Cave. We're going to chat with former Carroll College Mr. Everything, Steve Jones, who we'll call it a retirement, June 30th. But we'll get some of Jonesy's favorite memories of almost 4 decades at Carroll College. Also, let's see what else we got coming up today on this day in history and a whole lot more on a beautiful day. We got some rain today, which is always a good thing. And that definitely helps the situation with the fires around the area. Not a ton, obviously. I mean, not everything's gone, but hopefully it helped a little bit. But it's been smoky the last few days, for sure, here in the Helena Valley. And I can only imagine what it's been like for those over in the Wolf Creek and north of Helena and Billings and all of that, too. So, anyway, let's see. Had a good weekend and played in a golf tournament. We took 4th. We had the day 1 lead in the Hunthausen Classic on Saturday. We were 22 under as a team. We went 14 under on Sunday, and we lost by 3 shots. Left some strokes out there for sure, but had some fun. Got in the deuce pot, made a birdie on Saturday. Had some fun, and a great group of guys that I golfed with, and it was all for a good cause for junior golf in the Helena area. It was a big week of golf for yours truly. And of course, hi to everybody watching on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and listening on Podbean, Network One Sports, TreasureStateRadio.com, and more. But yeah, it was a good week because last week, a week ago tomorrow, my league team that we put together last minute ended up in the money, so that was good. And we beat the team we played against by 8 strokes, and that was fun. Well, so we got in the money over the weekend at the Hunthausen. Yesterday, I took like $75 off of friends golfing last night, so that was fun. You kind of feel bad, but then you don't, because hey, they want they're the ones with higher or better handicaps. I had the highest, but I played out of my mind yesterday. I played really well, or last night, I guess it was. Anyway. So we'll have on this day in history, the walk-off, and a whole lot more still to come. Oh, your Montana Rodeo Roundup is on the way as well. Great weekend over at East Helena in the NRA circles and on the PRCA in Montana as well. But we begin today by chatting about the news that came out yesterday, a little after 5 o'clock, and that was MSU-Northern football sending out a tweet going, "Welcome to the family, Coach Mike Van Diest." So, Coach Van Diest, who we love the coach, and we've had on the show a bunch, obviously, but he's such a great dude. But he decided to become the defensive coordinator at MSU-Northern, and what it does is it immediately makes Northern a formidable opponent. And I don't mean that in a bad way. We'll have Andrew Rowland on the show tomorrow, but Northern has been kind of the kicking horse. Is that even, can we say that? For the last, aside from a couple of years, really for the last couple of decades, Northern football has just struggled to get a foothold. But Andrew Rowland, head coach, reached out to Mike Van Diest a few weeks ago, and official announcement yesterday, last night. So it's cool. Congrats to Coach Van Diest, and very nice by Andrew Rowland to think of Van Diest. I read the press release, and Andrew Rowland said, "Look, I got a short list of guys that I wanted, and Mike Van Diest was at the top of that list, and why not?" I mean, he's a great defensive coordinator. He's a great coach. He's a great person, and Northern's getting itself. Northern knows what it's getting. It's getting a high intensity coach. I remember Van Diest took the job at Mary last year and basically got out there, and then everything got shut down, and he came back and worked with Helena High last year. But this is a guy, when he retired at Carroll, said, "Look, I'm not done coaching. It was just time to move on from Carroll." And, the dude just loves the coach, plain and simple. And he's a hell of a coach. He said it to Daniel Shepard in the Helena IR that, he's got film, he watches film on the computer, he's got notepads everywhere on the kitchen table, downloads videos. I went over there March-ish to drop some stuff off for Coach and some Jason Walker Show t-shirts, and he's sitting there watching film. I mean, that's what the guy loves football, and he's a football dude. And congratulations to Northern. That's a heck of a get. I like it, and like I said, it makes Northern immediately a formidable opponent now in the Frontier Conference because teams aren't going to be able to put up 90 points, Montana Tech. He's going to change that defense almost overnight. And I know nothing happens overnight, but he's going to be that type of guy. The kids at Northern know who he is. The fans at Northern know who he is and his reputation. We don't need to talk about his accolades. We all know that. But he immediately becomes the defensive coordinator, and Northern has itself a chance to turn things around. And in the press release yesterday from Northern, Coach Van Diest actually said that. He goes, look, they got to Montana, played at Old Dornblaser Stadium, got in Washington Grizzly, changed that program around. Nelson Stadium at Carroll, we know the history there. Northern's got itself a football stadium now on campus. Huge. And that's going to change things. And we've talked about that. If Northern had a football team or football stadium on its campus, that was going to make a big difference. And, it's going to. So I like the hire. I love it. And wish Coach Van Diest success up there. He's going to have success wherever he goes. And, I've talked to him. He said it in public as well that, he's had offers for the last couple of years. And now he's a defensive coordinator at MSU-Northern. Heck of a get. I think fall camp starts in about a month. And Northern's going to be a good football team. And they're already on pace. I like Andrew Rowland. I like what he's done in the couple of years he's been there. I think he's entering year 4 overall. But they're just close. And I think the Frontier overall might be down a little bit. Now, we're basing it off of what happened over the spring, where half the league didn't play. 3 of the 8 teams. But Northern immediately becomes good on the defensive side. Now, you've got some kids up there that are studs. Van Diest is going to make them better. And he's always had respect for Northern. And I think it's awesome. So he's going to take over, and it'll be fun. October 9th, Mike Van Diest on the other sideline at Nelson Stadium. On October 9th. Did I say the 9th? I think the 9th, October 9th. Northern will be at Nelson Stadium, homecoming for the Saints. But it'll be good. It'll be fun to watch. Mike Van Diest on the other side. Excuse me. Allergies. So a little sneezing here and there. Don't worry about it. We're fine. It's not COVID. We don't have any colds. So let's see, what else did we want to hit on here? How about Bennett Hostetler out of Bozeman? How about that? I watched this kid grow up playing baseball. He was a pretty good Bozeman buck. Went out to North Dakota State, had a pretty good career, and became the newest member of the Miami Marlins. Drafted 539th overall in the Major League Baseball draft, 17th pick of the 18th round. But Bennett Hostetler can play. That kid can ball. As a shortstop, he was the Player of the Year this last season, and he came back because of COVID. So just awesome. He's been worked out for the Marlins over at Missoula, and they drafted him yesterday. So congratulations to Bennett Hostetler. That's awesome. 394. He had 13 doubles, a triple, 10 bombs. Played in 61 games this spring. and had 84 hits. He is the Bison leader in games played, 225 in his career, in walks and sac flies, third in runs scored, and in hits, and fourth overall in RBI. So he rewrote some record books at NDSU. Also was an All-Stater, All-Conference for the Bozeman Bucks. Hit 381 as a senior, and the kid's a stud. And he as good of a baseball. And we say this a lot, but it's true. As good of a baseball player as he is, he's a better person. So congrats to Bennett Hostetler. Let's see, what else did we want to get on to? Got your auto contest performance of the week coming up. Starting tomorrow here on the Jason Walker Show, tickets to the Last Chance Stampede that we will give away. So the Stampede is next week. If you want to go, just tune into the Jason Walker Show. We'll have some different fun ways over the next few days to give those away as well. So looking forward to the Stampede. We'll be doing our show live next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Next Wednesday and Thursday for sure, live from the Stampede. As we get ready, we'll have some great interviews. Wade Brooks will join us. Talk to Denny Halstead, the barrel man. We are the sponsor, Jason Walker Show sponsor of the Rodeo Clown, so that's kind of cool. So we'll have some tickets to give away starting tomorrow. And follow along at JWalkerSports on the Twitter. You can also email us anytime, jason@jasonwalkershow.com. Jason Walker Show is brought to you in part by Speaker Sprinklers. Speaker Sprinklers love green grass, and grass is getting some wetness today, which was good. Got a good rainstorm that's moved through the Helena Valley, especially on the northern side this morning. So hopefully that helps out for a little bit. So, all right, we got On This Day in History coming up. The walk-off, your auto contest performance of the week, your Montana Rodeo Roundup. But when we come back here on the Jason Walker Show, we're going to check in with a guy that spent 4 decades almost at Carroll. He was an assistant football coach. Got some great stories about those days. He basically made everything roll and run smoothly at Carroll College, and got a great chance to know him over the last 8 years. He's a great guy, and his name is Steve Jones, and he will join us next when we return here on the Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it is your vehicle, it is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. And it's not just the fact that they're going to take care of your vehicle and make it look brand new if it was in a wreck. What they're going to do is give you a family atmosphere. The customer service, the love and attention, not only do they give your vehicle, but that they give you text messages, emails, phone calls, letting you know where your vehicle's at in the process of getting repaired. And nobody does it better than Capital Collision Center on Euclid in Helena. Coming right back, Steve Jones. This is the Jason Walker Show. Jonesy, what's up? How are you? I'm just living the dream. Yeah, that too. Good grade today though. That was nice. Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be super hot this weekend, so. But yeah, I just want to get you on and we'll chat about your career, if that works. But I'm going to switch over to the board. We'll go here in about 30 seconds or so. Okay, hang on. Tuesday, middle of July. July's half over already. Can you believe that? It's going fast, man. Jason Walker Show, back Major Mortgage Man Cave, presented by Capital Collision Center. This segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home. Add Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. We'll talk to Jay Linderman, auctioneer, coming up on Thursday. He'll be in town for a Calcutta for the Stampede next week. We'll talk about that on Thursday. Andrew Rowland, Northern football coach, will join us tomorrow as well. Still to come today, your Montana Rodeo Roundup, and a lot more. But it is time now to welcome in one of the nicest guys you will ever meet. He'd give you the shirt off his back. It might be a little ragged and torn because he's worn it for 3 decades, but Steve Jones joins us now here on the Jason Walker Show, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. Steve, how are you? Hey, how's retirement? You got the news in January that your position was being phased out and calling it a retirement, but your thoughts over the last 6 months? Mhm. Well, I mean, that's something you always obviously cared about was the kids, but how challenging was this year, Steve, because of COVID and because of, I guess, was it easier because you had no fans or harder because you had everything at once? Steve Jones joining us here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline, and he said you spent a lot of time at Carroll, and I used to do this or say this literally every football game and basketball game was nobody did it better than you and your staff. You had great kids working with you, but getting that football field ready each and every Saturday, Plus, with soccer over the last 2 decades, that field looked so amazing each and every game, and kudos to you guys for that. Steve Jones joining us, former Carroll coach, administrator, and he was Mr. Jack of all trades, Mr. Everything up there on the hill. Let's go back to the early days, Steve. When you first started, you were an assistant, right, with the football team? Oh. I've heard some great stories, and I don't know if we can share these on the air, but was it you that fell asleep coming through Salt Lake and ended up in a bad area, or were you driving? That's funny. Oh, I can only imagine, Steve. Um, there's the stories that go back, and you and I, when we first met, we started talking, and from the Clyde Park area. My dad was from Clyde Park. My dad actually worked for your dad at Glenn's. Yeah, yeah, and there used to be some really good hunting, Steve, as you know, between Clay Park and Wilsall, because before all the land got bought, but there's some good deer back in there. Yes. What was the name of the meat cutting place right behind Glenn's? Hot. That's it. Yep. Yeah, because Mark would have been my dad's age, so yeah, yeah. Mark was my dad's age. Yeah. So okay, so you become an assistant football coach, and then when did you transition into facilities in administration? Wow. Right? Yeah, you know too much. And like I said, nobody did it better. Steve Jones, our guest here, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. All right. Favorite story about Coach Petrino that you can tell? All right. Got to ask the Van Diest question, the same one. Favorite memory of him? Sure. Mm. Uh, okay, I know you're not going to give me the answer, but favorite coach that you've worked with over the last 20 years at Carroll? I guess easiest coach because they're all your favorite, but easiest coach. Mhm. Mhm. Sure, sure. Yep. Yep. Sure. Okay, over the last 8 years since I've known you, and there's been some really good coaches, and most of them are still there. Carson moved on, but Mike Van Diest retired, although now he's going to be at Northern. Real quick, does that make Northern an instant threat now in the frontier? Yeah, no doubt about that. Right. Sure. So over the last 8 years, and since like I said, since I got to know you working with Carroll, um, who was the coach? Because there's really one gym and really I guess a half gym upstairs. You have one practice field for soccer and football and one playing area. But who was the coach that was like the hard? Because they had to schedule through you, right? So who's the hardest one that had to be like, man, we need this gym space, or I need this field time, or things like that. Mm, right. Yep. Right. Right. Mm, mhm. Wow. Right. Yep. All right. Best athlete to go through Carroll in your eyes. Okay. Best female basketball player. Come on, you don't work there anymore. It's okay. Sure. Right. Right. Yep. Yep. Nope, it's true. Right. Right. No. Mhm. Right. Couple final questions here for Steve Jones, the former Carroll coach, administrator, Mr. Jack of all trades. Um, Bruce Parker, I saw you last week at his ceremony, but what an amazing man, and helped lift the frontier and college athletics in the state of Montana in multiple stops. But what's your favorite memory of Bruce? Yep. 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 No question about that. What are you going to do now? Because for the last 40 years, you haven't had summers free, really, because you haven't had, definitely haven't had fall to spring free. But I mean, you have, well, yeah, right, yep, Good. Right. I can see that. Speaking of, how is Pam doing? Good. Yep. Yeah. Wow. And of course, you paid her in hot dogs and popcorn, right? Sure. Yep. She hasn't asked you to leave yet? Like, hey, go do something. No question about that. Hey, I know you got to run and pick up the grandkid, but man, I could sit and talk to you forever, and it's now we'll have some time to visit. And I hate the way it happened, but I'm glad you had the career that you did, and things have changed a lot over the last few years across the world and the country and at Carroll College, but you did it better than anybody else. Nobody could touch what you did, Steve, and we appreciate the time and appreciate you. But I appreciate the word, Steve. It means a lot. But hey, you're the best, and if you guys need anything, man, let me know, and look forward to seeing you down the road. All right, thanks, Steve. That is Steve Jones. He did everything at Carroll before he was unceremoniously relieved of his duties, basically, in January, and kind of a not good way in my mind. But Steve will find success. Steve is a great guy, and we wish him and his wife Pam the best for sure. So appreciate him joining us. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We have your Montana Rodeo Roundup and the walk-off, and on this day in history coming up next. Jason Walker Show. Welcome back, Jason Walker Show on a Tuesday. Steve Jones is a great man. Love that man and his family. Great guy. Appreciate him joining us. If you miss anything, as always, you can go to jasonwalkershow.com. We'll have we have all of our previous shows uploaded there, or most of them, I think. All Horses, All Montana, Montana Horses magazine is packed with every wonderful, wow-worthy thing you'll want to know about all things Montana Horses, montanahorses.com. All right, time for your Montana Rodeo Roundup. It is brought to you by Mark LaRoe Photography. If you are booking your engagement photos or senior portraits or family portraits, get a hold of Mark. MarkLaRoePhotography.com. Nobody does it better than him as well. All right, let's check out what happened on the Northern Rodeo side of things over the weekend. East Helena's Sam Peterson won the bareback. Saddle Bronc went to Quint Stroh. Caleb McMillan won the bull riding. Jaden Whitman steer wrestling. Caleb Berquist took the tie down. He had a pretty good CNFR. Finished second as well at the College National Finals. Remember that? Dylan Johnson, Gavin Beatty win the team roping. Barrel racing went to Rachel Ward, and Stephanie Rollins took the breakaway. At Malta, it was Trevin Coonrat taking the bareback. Kane Stroh won Saddle Bronc. Nobody rode a bull. Timmy Sparring won steer wrestling at Malta. Eric Paul Watson won the tie down. Brady Tryon, Justin Viles took the team roping. That's a formidable team. Kira Simonson won the barrel racing, and Shaylee Harms took the breakaway. So that happened in the Northern Rodeo. They run 4 this weekend. The Northern Rodeo Association will be at Scobie on July 15th. What is that, Friday? And then Red Eye Days at Deer Lodge, Friday through Sunday. You got the Great Northern Ram Rodeo on Friday. What is today? Hold on. So Thursday is Scobie. There we go. I can get my dates right. Thursday through Saturday then at Deer Lodge. Haver on Friday, and then Three Forks. Boy, that's a big weekend. On Friday and Saturday. If you don't like fun, don't go to Three Forks this weekend. Seriously, good time. Wolf Point, Montana Pro Rodeo Circuit. Haven Medjid, the all-around. Zach Hitler won the bareback. Steer wrestling went to... if I could read. Billy Bolton won 1. Okay. Landon Ace Severston. Okay, team roping was Aaron Sidagini and Kyle Lockett. Saddle Bronc Jay Blackwell. Tie down went to Tanner McKerney. Barrel racing Jessica Retier. Breakaway, there was a tie. Taylor Engesser and Joey Williams. And then bull riding Bo Voku. That was at Wolf Point. Let's see here. Drummond, Caleb McMillan won the all-around. Bradley Peabody the bareback. Denver Roy took steer wrestling. Team roping, Ian Ostagai and Sam Levine. Tanner Hollenbeck and Cree Minkoff split the win in Saddle Bronc. Tie down Jake Gardner. Barrel racing Taylor Russell. And bull riding Cole Wagner. So there's that. Montana Pro Rodeos this week will be at a couple of different places, and I will tell you as soon as it loads. Okay, we are there. It'll be Big Timber, of course, Wednesday. You've got Lewistown Wednesday and Thursday, and Stanford on Sunday. Lewistown usually is during the Last Chance Stampede, but it's up a week this year, so that's good. So Lewistown, Stanford this weekend. Wednesday and Thursday at Lewistown, Sunday at Stanford on the Montana Pro Rodeo Circuit. Your Montana Rodeo Roundup brought to you by our great friend, Mark LaRoe Photography. If you are looking for portraits of any kind, get a hold of Mark LaRoe Photography. By the way, you can buy stuff too from Mark. Okay? Go to marklaroephotography.com from his Spirit of the Big Sky gallery. Great gallery. Let's see here. Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. How about the Helena Senators? Big weekend out in Minnesota. They had dropped a bunch in a row, but they rebounded. And they had lost 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row, 5 in a row, before they rebounded to win 4 games out in Minnesota. They will be at Kalispell on Sunday. And we will talk with head coach John Burnett coming up tomorrow as well. So there's your Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. If you need your car detailed for the summer, get in there. Get booked now, though. Auto Concepts also looking for workers. So do it. Let's see here. What else we got? How about on this day in history? Brought to you by Big Sky Printwear. We print what you wear. Yesterday was National Different Colored Eyes Day. I bring this up because my son has different colored eyes. And he's been that way since birth. They said it was going to change, but it never did. He's got one eye that's brown, and the other one is half gray, half brown, which is kind of cool. Today, though, is July the 13th. It is French Fry Day. It is Beans and Franks Day and Cow Appreciation Day. We're going to celebrate Cow Appreciation Day by chowing down on some cow tonight. In fact, Mr. Casey Burger, that's what my daughter calls it, but we got some burger from Casey Fitzsimmons, and last winter bought some from him, and I will be buying all my beef from Casey Fitzsimmons from now on. It's the best I've ever had. So Cow Appreciation Day. 1881 on this date, William Renshaw wins the first of his 7 Wimbledon titles. 1885, Renshaw won his 5th straight. 1886 on this date, Renshaw won his 6th consecutive. 1896 on this date, Ed Delahanty becomes the second major leaguer to hit 4 home runs in a game. 1919, Carl Mays of the Red Sox walks off the mound and blames his teammates for lack of support in the field. 1934, Babe Ruth hit his 700th career home run. 1962, Arnold Palmer won his 2nd consecutive Open Championship in Royal Troon over across the pond. 1963, Early Wynn won his 300th and final Major League Baseball game at the age of 43. 1968 at the Open at Carnoustie, South African Gary Player won the 2nd of his 3 titles, and he won his 3rd title at Royal Lytham in St. Anne's on this date in 1974. 1994, Jeff Gillooly sentenced to 2 years for his attack on Nancy Kerrigan. George Steinbrenner passed away on this date in 2010, and it happened just a couple of days after Bob Shepard had passed away, the longtime Yankee PA announcer. It was not a good week for Yankees back in 2010. Let's do, that was on this day in history, brought to you by Big Sky Printwear. We print what you wear, and that includes 1 t-shirt, 1,000 t-shirts, whatever you need. The walk-off is brought to you by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky, and I'm telling you, get in there, Cafe Zydeco. We've got some gift cards we'll start giving away, I think next week as well. But get into Cafe Zydeco, your one-stop shop for everything kitchen, okay? You want etouffee, you want jambalaya, you want gumbo, you want beignets. Go see the gang, Miss Lou and the gang over at Cafe Zydeco on Euclid in Helena. 1936, a couple of extra on this days. 1936, it reached 112 degrees in Mio, Michigan, which is the state record. And also on the same day, in the same year, it was 114 in Wisconsin, Dells, Wisconsin, state record. But climate change, right? Because it's like 117 in Las Vegas. But it was like 116 in Wisconsin on this date, like a decade, or almost a century ago. But yeah. So there you go. We did our Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. We gave that to the Helena Senators. Could have given it to me. I won a lot of money golfing this weekend. I mean, not a lot, but I mean, it was, I won. I had fun. It was less than like $300, but I won. Golfing. That's just awesome. I'm proud of myself. Hey, we'll do it again tomorrow. Thanks to Steve Jones for joining us. Great guy at Carroll who was let go for lame reasons, and Carroll College screwed up there. They lost a great one in Jonesy. Nice job again, guys. Leaders at the top of Carroll last couple of years have made some very questionable decisions. Tomorrow on the show, we'll talk with John Burnett, head coach of the Helena Senators. They got a big finish coming up over the next couple of weeks. Also, Andrew Rowland, MSU-Northern coach, will join us, talk about the hiring of Mike Van Diest as the new defensive coordinator. The walk-off, brought to you by Cafe Zydeco. Do it again tomorrow. If you miss anything, JasonWalkerShow.com. Have a terrific Tuesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 4. Jason Walker Show.
The express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.